Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel Coin Lovers. Today we're diving into the world of the British sixpence, one of the most iconic coins in UK history. While most sixpences were used in everyday transactions, a few rare dates and varieties have become incredibly valuable, selling for big money among collectors. In this video, we'll look at the top 2 most valuable sixpence coins you should watch out for in your collection. So let's jump right in and uncover the hidden treasures behind the small but mighty sixpence. Let's get started. The sixpence, often nicknamed the tanner, was a core part of British pre-decimal currency introduced back in the 1500s under Edward VI. The coin carried huge cultural importance and remained in circulation right up until 1980, even after decimalization in 1971. For generations it was a lucky charm at weddings, often placed in the bride's shoe for good fortune. The 1953 issue, however, carries even more importance because it marked a brand new era with a new young monarch. At that time, Britain was still recovering from the devastation of World War II, and the coronation of Elizabeth II symbolized a fresh start, progress, and hope for the future. Coins minted in 1953, including the sixpence, are therefore not just pieces of money. They are historical artifacts that reflect a nation entering a new chapter. The obverse, or the front side of the coin, carries the very first official portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick. Unlike the later portraits of the Queen, which often showed her wearing a crown, this early design depicts her uncrowned, youthful and radiant, with a simple laurel wreath tied with ribbons in her hair. This was chosen deliberately to symbolize optimism, renewal, and peace after years of wartime struggle. Around the portrait, the Latin legend reads, Elizabeth Dei Gratia Brit Regina F.D., which translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen of all the Britons, defender of the faith. Collectors admire this first portrait because of its elegance, and it remains one of the most beloved images of the Queen on coinage. Now let's turn to the reverse, which is equally rich in symbolism. Designed by William Gardner, it features a central Tudor rose flanked by a thistle of Scotland, a shamrock of Ireland, and a leek of Wales. This floral arrangement represented the unity of the United Kingdom under the new monarch. The inscription includes the denomination sixpence and the year 1953, with the abbreviation FIDE, short for Fidei, defensor or defender of the faith. This blend of floral emblems with heraldic tradition makes the 1953 sixpence not just a coin but a miniature work of art celebrating both monarchy and unity. What makes the 1953 sixpence so desirable to collectors is its connection to Queen Elizabeth II's coronation year. Britain and the Commonwealth celebrated the coronation with great ceremony, and the Royal Mint struck coins to mark the new reign. Unlike later dates, the 1953 coins were included in special sets to commemorate the beginning of her rule, and for that reason many have been preserved in much better condition than normal circulating coins. Holding a 1953 sixpence is like holding a time capsule from the very first chapter of the Queen's incredible 70-year reign, the longest of any British monarch in history. The Royal Mint struck millions of sixpence coins in 1953 for circulation, meaning that average condition coins are not particularly rare. However, the coins included in uncirculated specimen sets and those that were carefully saved as souvenirs have survived in far better condition than most circulated coins. Are still relatively easy to find, but finding one that is crisp, sharp, and with full original mint luster is much harder. The challenge for collectors lies not in locating a 1953 sixpence but in finding a high-grade, well-preserved example, which is where the real value lies. So let's talk about money. How much is the 1953 sixpence actually worth today in average circulated condition? These coins often sell between 50 pence and £2. In very fine to extremely fine grades, prices climb to around £5 to £15, but here is where it gets interesting. If you have an uncirculated coin with full detail, it could be worth £20 to £40, or more. Coins taken from official mint or proof-like specimen sets can fetch even higher prices, and if the coin has been professionally graded and certified by services such as PCGS or NGC, values may increase substantially, especially if the grade is high and the coin is nearly flawless. Collectors love first-year coins, and the 1953 sixpence is no exception. The fact that it marked the beginning of Queen Elizabeth II's reign makes it more than just a piece of currency. It's a milestone in British and Commonwealth history. Demand for coins from this year has grown even stronger since the passing of the Queen, as collectors and historians alike want to preserve a tangible reminder of her coronation. While it is not the rarest of coins, the emotional and historical value ensures steady demand, and over time pristine examples are likely to continue appreciating in value. If you own a 1953 sixpence, examine it carefully under good light. Look for the sharpness of detail in the Queen's hair and the floral patterns on the reverse. Avoid polishing the coin, as this reduces its value. Store it in a protective holder away from moisture and direct sunlight. If you think your coin is in top condition, consider sending it for professional grading to maximize its resale value. For new collectors, I recommend starting with circulated coins to appreciate the history, then slowly upgrading to uncirculated or proof examples as your collection grows. In conclusion, the 1953 sixpence of the United Kingdom is more than just a coin. It's a piece of living history, from its coronation year symbolism and beautiful design to its availability in both affordable and collectible conditions. It is a must-have for anyone passionate about British coins. Whether your coin is worth £1 or £50, its true value lies in the story it tells and the history it represents. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of numismatics, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more videos on rare and valuable coins from around the world. And remember, every coin has a story, and sometimes the obverse side of the 1963 sixpence features the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick. This is the first official portrait used on UK coins after her coronation in 1953. Unlike later portraits, Gillick's design shows the Queen without a crown, symbolizing youth and vitality, which was an important image for a new monarch stepping into the role after the long reign of King George VI. Around the portrait is the Latin legend Elizabeth Dei Gratia Regina F.D., which translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, defender of the faith. This inscription connects the coin to Britain's monarchy and its deep-rooted traditions, while also reminding collectors of the timelessness of royal symbolism in coinage. Turning to the reverse side, we see a beautiful and unique design created by William Gardner. This artwork is not just decorative, it's a true symbol of unity. The design displays four different floral emblems: the English rose, the Scottish thistle, the Irish shamrock, and the Welsh leek, all tied together beneath a crown. Each flower represents one of the four nations of the United Kingdom, and when brought together, they stand for national unity and heritage. Around the edge we see the word sixpence and the date 1963. This design is cherished because it blends artistry with patriotism, making it one of the most beloved sixpence reverse designs of the 20th century. Now let's look at the technical specifications. The 1963 sixpence was minted in cupronickel, an alloy of copper and nickel, instead of silver. This was due to a major change that happened after 1947, when the Royal Mint stopped using silver in everyday circulating coins because of cost. The coin weighs approximately 2.83 grams, has a diameter of 19.41 millimeters, and a plain edge. Although these details may seem small, they are critical for identifying genuine coins and distinguishing them from fakes. Collectors also use these specifications when grading or verifying their coins. The mintage figures for the 1963 sixpence are also very interesting. Over 92-1 coins were struck by the Royal Mint, making it one of the higher mintage years for the denomination. This means the coin is not considered extremely rare, but scarcity depends heavily on condition. Circulated examples are easy to find, but finding an uncirculated piece with full luster is much harder. Coins that remain in original mint condition, untouched, sharp, and with clear detail are the true treasures collectors search for. This is why grading is so important in determining value. Speaking of value, let's explore what the 1963 sixpence is worth in today's market. In circulated condition, these coins typically range from just 20 pence to £1, or roughly 50 cents to United States dollars. However, condition makes all the difference. A coin in brilliant, uncirculated boot condition can fetch between £5 and £15 depending on demand, and if you send your coin to a grading service and it comes back with a top grade such as MS65 or higher, the value can. Now let's talk about varieties and mint errors. While the 1963 sixpence does not have many well-documented official varieties, collectors are always on the lookout for unusual features such as double die obverses, misaligned strikes, or coins struck off-center. Even Small errors such as a weak strike, where details are not fully visible, can add a layer of collectability in coin collecting. Errors often transform an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. For example, a mis-struck sixpence could sell for many times the standard value simply because of its uniqueness. The cultural importance of the sixpence is another reason why it is so loved in Britain. Sixpence coins have been associated with wedding traditions for centuries. The saying, "Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue," and a sixpence in her shoe made this coin a token of good luck for bride's parents and grandparents. Would often gift a sixpence to the bride to bring prosperity and happiness to the marriage beyond. Wedding sixpences were also commonly placed in Christmas puddings, where finding one inside was considered a sign of good fortune for the year ahead. From a collector's perspective, the 1963 sixpence is also a stepping stone toward building a full sixpence collection. From 1953 to 1970, these coins represent the final chapter of the sixpence denomination, because when Britain decimalized its currency in 1971, the sixpence was gradually phased out. For beginner collectors, it is one of the easiest coins to obtain, but for experienced collectors, it's about finding that perfect mint state example or assembling a high-grade full run of Elizabeth II sixpences. Some collectors even extend their sets backward into George VI and earlier reigns, making the sixpence a rich collecting field. So what makes the 1963 sixpence truly special? It's not just its face value or even its design, it's the way it connects us to history, culture, and tradition. It marks a period of optimism in Britain under a young queen. It carries the symbols of unity through its floral design, and it remains part of cherished customs like weddings and Christmas celebrations. For collectors, it may not be the rarest coin, but it is one of the most symbolic. Before we end, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you won't miss our future uploads. We regularly bring you stories about coins, values, and collecting tips from around the world. Comment below if you own a 1963 sixpence and let us know its condition. Your coin might be worth more than you think.